For the third consecutive year, Dave Campbell's Texas Football and Whataburger are proud to honor the best and the brightest stars in Texas high school football through the Whataburger Super Team. For the 2020 season, Texas high school football fans across the state nominated more than 5,000 players, resulting in more than 300,000 ballots on texasfootball.com. And out of all of those, 40 outstanding athletes rose to the top to be named with this unique honor. And joining us today, we have the head coach of the Wellington Skyrockets, Coach Greg Proffitt, our Whataburger Super Team winner, Mr. Marc Ramirez, and of course, Mr. Jeff Altman, our Whataburger representative. And guys, before we get started, thank you so much for being here and celebrating Marc in this awesome, prestigious award. So without further ado, Marc, we'll go ahead and get started with you. What was your initial reaction, Marc, when you heard that your name was announced as one of the award recipients?
I mean, I was pretty surprised. I really didn't know what the Whataburger Super Team was, but I mean, my coach ended up telling me how it worked, and I was pretty proud of it. I mean, it was a nice reward to accomplish.
Absolutely, and kind of going off of that, what does it mean to you to be named as a 2020 Whataburger Super Team player?
It means a lot because I'm over here with a lot of really skilled athletes on this Whataburger Super Team. So I mean, it means a lot to me.
That's awesome. And Coach Proffitt, we're going to throw it over to you. How special was it for you to see, Marc claim a spot on the Whataburger Super Team?
It was pretty special. I know that's a huge accomplishment. You can look at the names on that list, and usually you don't see a lot of Class 2A players on that list, maybe one or two a year. Sometimes there's not any. Up here in the Texas Panhandle, a Class 2A school, an enrollment of 140 kids in our high school, for Marc to be named on that team was a big accomplishment for him, but not only him, but for our team, because obviously, he'll be the first one to tell you that he wouldn't be on that team without those dudes around him. And so, it's a big accomplishment for all of us.
Absolutely. And kind of staying on that same topic, what kind of an impact does Marc receiving this award have really on your entire program as a whole?
It's one of those deals, like you scan that list, and to me, you see Wellington, and a lot of people, probably all those other players on that list, probably don't even know where Wellington is, or the classification, because it is a lot of big school kids. But to me, that's kind of special that that Wellington's on that list with Whataburger and all those the very talented kids across the state of Texas. And so for Marc to be on that list and Wellington to be on that list as well is really big for our football program, our town, and our community.
And Mr. Altman, we're going to throw it over to you. What does it mean for Whataburger to be able to show support in their local Texas high school football teams?
Well, it means quite a bit to us. Whataburger is kind of part of the fabric of the state of Texas, and I would say high school football is as well. So those two things go hand in hand. And when you're talking about, recognizing the top 40 players in a state that has so much talent, it's quite an honor. And we congratulate Marc and Coach for doing great things up there in the Panhandle.
And how much of a success has the Super Team partnership with Dave Campbell's Texas Football actually been?
It's been great. This is our third year to partner with Dave Campbell's. And I think one thing, that we try to do is give back to the communities, in any shape or form. And high school athletics is one way to do that. And Coach mentioned, you've got to have good teammates. And, that's important to us as well as teamwork. So, this is just a good opportunity for us to continue what we've been doing since our founder, opened the first Whataburger in Corpus Christi in 1950. I did a little homework because I wasn't sure where Wellington was, and I saw that you guys are probably an hour or longer from Amarillo, so I'm assuming that's where you got to go get your Whataburgers from.
Absolutely, that's correct. And in fact, we were at a regional track, tennis, golf, all those things last week, and Whataburger is one of the stops we made. So we appreciate Whataburger and the support they have for Texas high school athletics and Texas high school football in general. And I would be lying if I didn't say that I didn't have one of those table signs from Whataburger. Doesn't everybody have one of those?
That's a tradition too.
Absolutely. And kind of going off of that, if you don't know who the Wellington Skyrockets are, you probably should, because going 13-1 on the season last year, what a run you guys had, Coach. So, kind of going off that, what can we expect to see from your guys, Coach Proffitt, going into this 2021 season?
We return a lot of kids. We're blessed with that for next year. A lot of starters back, including this guy sitting beside me. But those guys up front that make us go, we have 4 of our 5 offensive linemen back. So that's a good problem to have. These guys have really been in the weight room and, working on being bigger, faster, stronger for the next football season. And, hopefully we'll have another successful run next year and cap off a great senior year for Mark and a lot of good seniors in next year's senior class, but more importantly, really continue the tradition of Wellington Skyrocket football.
And Mark, kind of going off of what Coach Proffitt said, man, you're going to be a senior this year. You're coming up on your last year of high school. What are you excited about for your senior year, playing in your last high school football season? What can we expect from you?
I'm excited to go into the season with like my classmates that I grew up with ever since elementary. I've been here with these guys and I'm just excited to get the season rolling. I've been waiting for this. Senior year with the guys. I love football and that's a plan. Just go out there and do our thing. Mr.
Altman, over to you.
You call me
What does
coach.
Whataburger really hope to accomplish by presenting hardworking student athletes this award?
Well, we know that this is just hopefully providing a foundation for them to grow and be successful, not just on the field, but off the field. This is an honor that they'll have and be able to share for the rest of their lives, and they worked hard to do that. And, if they're hardworking kids that can get to this level in athletics, then, I'm pretty sure that they're hardworking kids that can do great things off the field, wherever they decide to continue their future.
And of course, we can't go through a whole Whataburger presentation without talking about our go-to favorite Whataburger orders. So, Coach Proffitt, you knew it was coming. What is your go-to Whataburger order?
Well, we had this discussion in the coach's office this morning, actually, after we lifted weights this morning. I kind of asked everybody that question. I'd probably go with the water chicken sandwich, probably grilled, but the key ingredient to that, it would be the ketchup that you're going to put on the chicken sandwich after you get the chicken sandwich. So that's my go-to. Mark's is a little different.
Mark, let's hear it. Let's hear your go-to Whataburger order while you're there. Put you on the spot.
My go-to is the honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich. I love that thing. The barbecue it just tops it off just right. I like it.
So do you go there? Is that your go-to place to go to after Friday night games?
It feels closer. I don't really. It's a long drive, but when I'm in Amarillo, I usually go to Whataburger. That's one of my go-to spots, actually.
Absolutely. And Mr. Altman, I got to ask you too, what's your go-to Whataburger order?
My gosh, there's so many of them. I could break it down. How much time do we have?
All the time that you need.
I've kind of settled into the double meat, double cheese junior. I like that one. It's a good size burger. But then I always size the fries. Absolutely. And I also, have to get like a good cold, like Dr. Pepper to go with it. So, or a Dr. Pepper shake, like that's kind of my go-to right there.
Yeah, the shakes are good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't go to Whataburger without getting a shake or a Dr. Pepper of some kind. But, well, Mark, we're going to go ahead and leave the last question up to you. Do you have any final words that you would like to say? Any final thoughts that you have for Whataburger Super Team?
I just want to thank the Whataburger Super Team and the organization that, nominated me. I really appreciate it. And I just really thank you and everybody else that's in this organization.
That's awesome. Well, we wish you the best of luck next year going into your senior year. That's going to be memorable, and we'll be watching you. And hopefully, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys at state.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, well, come see us. Right, we're right down the road. I'm sure in the Texas Panhandle from you.
That's right. We get up to the Amarillo area sometimes, in Altus, Oklahoma, where you're not too far from there as well. So. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Come see the Skyrockets. Definitely.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome. Can I tag along with you guys?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, on behalf of Whataburger and Dave Campbell's Texas Football, congratulations again, Marc, for being named to our 2020 Whataburger Super Team. We wish you the best of luck going into this next season and to have just a great senior year. Coach Proffitt, we appreciate the time you carved out to help celebrate Marc and his amazing accomplishment. And Mr. Altman, thank you again for you and your team's support of the 2020, Whataburger Super Team.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.